This has Rams fans livid as a recent signing is wearing a Rams Legends jersey number this upcoming season. We're going to talk about who that player is, what the number is, and all of that. We'll also talk about how the Rams receiver 3 position could be the weakest point on the team altogether. We'll talk about all of that and much more on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Joshua Giron. Remember, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Press that subscribe button now, as roughly 73% of you guys are watching the videos, but you're still not subscribed to the channel. So do me the favor, press that subscribe button so you don't miss any daily Rams content here at the Rams Digest. First things first, I do want to say happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. No matter who you are, right? None of us would be here physically without our mothers. So a shout out to everybody. Hope you guys were able to enjoy the Mother's Day weekend. Hopefully everyone's having a good, safe time out there. If you hear any family in the background, by the way, having a good time downstairs, I'm trying to get back to that. Sorry for the Dodgers gear. I'm just kind of having a relaxing Sunday, Mother's Day down with the fam. And I just decided to come upstairs real quick and knock out a video. So shout out to the Dodgers. But overall, shout out to all the mothers out there. That's definitely important to say. But first things first, to talk about the Rams stories here. Rams fans are livid about this particular situation, at least on Twitter. So I'm curious how you guys feel about this situation. If you haven't heard it, the Rams are already giving up a legendary number to a new signing. We're talking about the Rams already giving Cooper Kupp's old number to another player. And a lot of fans on social media are not happy about it. This comes to us from Cameron DeSilva of the Rams Wire. So for those who haven't heard yet, it's 8 a.m. today on a Sunday, obviously Mother's Day, so maybe you guys missed the story. But yeah, the Rams are giving up the jersey number 10 to a new receiver, and it's Britton Covey, right? A punt returner. So kind of an intriguing point to kind of note there. We'll obviously talk about some of the tweets here in a second, but very intriguing, right? Britton Covey, I'm hoping he's a good player for the Rams. I'm hoping, obviously, he can have some success that he had in Philadelphia. For those who don't know, he was a Philadelphia punt returner last season. Hoping he can bring that success on special teams to the Rams and maybe even play a little bit on offense if he makes the roster. But it's intriguing, right? You're giving the number 10 jersey to a punt returner. That's also a very important note to kind of have there. It's not a top tier receiver, right? You see like these kind of legendary players, right? Okay, like first of all, I'd say this, right? Cooper Kupp isn't Randy Moss. He isn't Jerry Rice, right? But he is a very good player and arguably probably going to be in the Rams Ring of Honor, I hope, one day, right? Because he's been that great of a Ram in his career. And so you would hope that is kind of the case. Ultimately, we don't know what's going to happen in a few years, but the immediate year after Cooper Kupp is on a new team, for the Rams to allow Britton Covey to take number 10, I get it. It's kind of a rocky situation. You don't really want to say, no, Britton Covey, you can't have number 10 because we love Cooper Kupp, even though he's still playing for a division rival right now as we speak. It can kind of complicate things for sure, but it's still Cooper Kupp. It feels weird. It feels wrong, right? Am I crazy here? It feels really wrong. And I don't think I'm crazy. A lot of Rams fans on social media kind of seem to agree with me, right? So Jake here saying, at the announcement of the NFL jersey numbers, Britton Covey wearing number 10. Obviously, Alan Sales has a little bit of an emoji, a little wonky emoji going on there, kind of not feeling great about seeing number 10 with a different name on a Rams jersey. We had this tweet here saying, you still have time to undo this mess at Rams NFL. We have this is that's outrageous. Another tweet there from Kenneth. We can keep pulling out some more tweets here. We have no, I hate this, and then we have this is not it at Rams NFL. And so ultimately, yeah, I think these Rams fans have a point, right? It just doesn't look right. Feels weird. You're giving it to a punt returner. Like when you look at like the Dallas Cowboys, for example, right? I get it. We don't really like them. But when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, the number 88, it means something to the organization. They are giving it to this next kind of generation of great receiver, right? When we're talking about Dez Bryant, Michael Irvin, and now CeeDee Lamb rocks 88, right? I'm sure there's other people in the past who have worn 88 as well for the Cowboys. But you see that kind of lineage, you see that kind of tradition being kind of a franchise thing. This isn't really what's happening with Cooper Kupp, and I get it. Like I said, it's kind of a tough thing to say, no, Britton Covey, you can't wear number 10. Oh, why not? Nobody's wearing it. Well, we love Cooper Kupp so much here that we're not sure if we want to let you wear number 10. Kind of feels weird, right, to say that to a new player who just signed to your team. So it's kind of a difficult, rocky situation to have, but I think it is a little bit of a bad look, maybe a little bit of a disrespectful look, right, to Cooper Kupp and his family, maybe, right? I think that still kind of matters, right? Having that respect for your legends. And I think, maybe Cooper Kupp doesn't really care, but ultimately I think it is a weird, kind of interesting look. Britton Covey, by the way, didn't even wear number 10 in Philadelphia. He wore number 18. And so this is him going out of his way to change his number. Maybe he likes number 10 better, and 18 was just kind of the number he was given. And Philly, either way, very, very strange here. I think it's kind of unique, interesting. You guys let me know how you feel about it. Is this a story, non-story? How do you feel? Do you care? Let me know how you guys feel about this story down below in the comment section, because I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. Moving on from that, we are talking about the biggest hole on the Rams roster. Very intriguing, right? I've talked about this multiple times on the channel, right? I just feel like they really could have got a new linebacker, right? When we're talking about the linebacker position, you see Omar Spates, undrafted free agent. You see now you're hoping Chris Paul Jr. can kind of step up and be a starter for you, but he's a 5th-round pick. You sign Nate Landman, who many people said is just a kind of filler to fill out the roster kind of guy, but he may have to start and play heavy minutes for you. And then you have Troy Reeder, right? A guy who maybe many Rams fans are tired of seeing on the field. And so that linebacker room seems kind of unique, interesting. You have that cornerback room who has a mix of some decently talented guys, but guys who maybe aren't consistently great at all times. And then they didn't really add any DBs to that group, right? So those are two kind of positions that I would think are top tier needs for the Rams. Still kind of holes on the defense still that the Rams can and maybe should address. But we have other perspectives out there. We got to respect everyone's perspective. So here's a story here coming to us. What is the biggest missing piece for the Los Angeles Rams to make a push for another Super Bowl run in 2025? This comes to us from A to Z Sports. And so we're talking about, an interesting position that I don't think is necessarily the number one need for the Rams, but you guys let me know how you guys feel. Maybe you agree with this point as they are sitting talking about the receiver 3 position. So according to ESPN's Aaron Schatz, their biggest hole left is their number 3 wide receiver position. Davante Adams was a huge addition, but the departures of Cooper Kupp, Demarcus Robinson produced a net loss of 1 starting receiver. Tutu Atwell is now the number 3 option. He had a solid 2024 with 11.7% receiving DVOA, which is just like over expect. It's kind of like just nerd numbers, I guess you can kind of point them as, right? Of basically saying decent receiving numbers, right, for Tutu Atwell. To go with 42 catches for 562 yards, but he's not regarded as a starting option around the league, which, by the way, doesn't really matter, in my opinion. Who cares what people are saying around the league? But I kind of get what Aaron Schatz is saying here. He's basically saying that he doesn't think Tutu Atwell is a good starting receiver. He's just kind of a 3rd option, sure, now, but he's more of a better 4th option, right, around the league, whatever you would say. I disagree with that, by the way, but fine. And the depth behind him is poor. Jordan Whittington had 22 catches for 293 yards. Okay, not too bad, but he had some highlights and some moments last year. As a 6th-round rookie in 2024, Xavier Smith only had 2 catches for 6 yards. The Rams didn't draft the receiver until selecting Kanata Mumfield in round 7. Los Angeles might not need a number 3 receiver that often, though, as drafting Terrence Ferguson in round 2 indicates a more 2TE personnel grouping. So he's essentially saying it is the Rams. Receiver 3 is a big hole for the Rams. He thinks it is the largest hole on the Rams offense. Maybe you can say you throw Terrence Ferguson and a Tyler Higbee out there at the same time to kind of maybe balance things out, have a 2 tight end option for Matthew Stafford out there on offense. But if you are going to have 3 receivers, Tutu Atwell may not be enough. Jordan Whittington is probably not enough. Even behind him, behind those guys, it's not really that great in the receiver room, which we've been discussing on this channel as well, right? Many people wanting the Rams to draft the receiver, potentially drafting a receiver high to kind of fill out that receiver room, make the receiver room be complete. Tutu Atwell is your receiver 4, Jordan Whittington receiver 5. However you feel about both of those guys, they are great receiver 4, receiver 5 options. Receiver 3, receiver 4 options, they're solid, I think, but some people maybe around the league don't respect them as such. And so, intriguing, yes, I think it is a need for the Rams, but we're talking about the 3rd starter on the team, and if it is Tutu Atwell, who can still get you clearly last year as a kind of a 4th option at times, 3rd, 4th option, for Tutu to still put up 500 receiving yards, I'm fine with Tutu being the receiver 3, because if he can get you 600 to 700 yards as a receiver 3, while Puka goes over 1,200 and hopefully Davante goes over 1,400, right? That'd be a dream. And so if that's kind of where the Rams end up going on offense, I think it's fine. I think it's definitely passable, survivable. I think there are other needs for the Rams. You guys let me know how you guys feel. Do you want the Rams to target maybe some of these older veteran Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper type receivers to be a receiver 3? Let me know how you guys feel about the receiver 3 position in the comment section down below. Moving on from that, last but not least, trivia of the day, my favorite part of the episode, where I ask a trivia question. You guys give your trivia guesses down below. I've switched things up. I kind of gone more Rams-centric trivia questions in recent memory, and so obviously trying to have some more fun with it, with the Rams fans watching. I know random trivia can be random, obviously, and so I did pull up some other interesting kind of questions that are more tiered towards Rams trivia in general. So here's one story. Or here's the last trivia question I asked. After retiring from the NFL, Rams defensive tackle Merlin Olsen appeared as a regular cast member on what TV show? And the multiple choice options I gave for the people playing along last episode, by the way, if you missed this trivia today, don't worry. We'll have another one today on today's episode you can play along with. But the multiple choice options for last trivia of the day were... again, after retiring from the NFL, Rams defensive tackle Merlin Olsen appeared as a regular cast member on what TV show? Was it A, Little House on the Prairie? Was it B, Big Valley? Was it C, Webster? Or was it D, Coach? We did have a couple people play along. I appreciate you guys for playing along with the trivia of the day. You get a shout out on every trivia of the day guess you put, whether you're right or whether you're wrong. And for the most part, I don't think I miss anybody when I do this. So shout out to all of you guys here for playing along. We had Floyd saying Little House on the Prairie. We had Glider saying Little House on the Prairie. Brian B said Coach. My guess, Verse will play offense at least once. I'd like to see his on the goal line as a running back plowing in for the score. Shout out to Brian B for answering a different question that wasn't part of the trivia of the day, but I appreciate you, Brian B, for responding to me about whether or not Verse will be on offense. Let me know how you guys feel about that, by the way. It was Little House on the Prairie. There it goes from Ronald Carr. We had Crow saying trivia answers for me is Little House on the Prairie. I thought it was Father Murphy, but maybe that was later on. And the Real J. Will says House on the Prairie. Almost 100% correct. Brian B, Coach was not the correct answer. The correct answer was Little House on the Prairie. He was pretty important reoccurring role on Little House on the Prairie. So shout out to all of you guys for guessing along in the comment section down below. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong, I appreciate all of you guys for playing along. If you want to shout out just like this on the next episode of the Rams Digest, play along with today's trivia of the day, which is the question right here. Today's trivia of the day is this question here. Which Rams DE coined the term sack? Very intriguing question there. I didn't know it was a Rams DE that coined that term. The correct answer, or sorry, not the correct answer. The multiple choice options for this question are, was it A, Aaron Donald? Was it B, Deacon Jones? Was it C, Rosie Greer? Or was it D, Jack Youngblood? Again, which Rams DE coined the term sack? Let me know your guesses down below in the comment section. AD, Aaron Donald, Deacon Jones, Rosie Greer, or Jack Youngblood. Let me know your trivia guesses down below in the comment section. Other than that, that's going to do it for me on today's episode of the Rams Digest. Remember, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Press that subscribe button now so you don't miss any daily Rams content. That's going to do it for me. I'm your host, Joshua Giron, and I am out.